Cancelled.
Schweezy.
So yeah, let's get into our first segment of the week. Previous week right now. Micah, what is previous week right now?
It's a knockoff of John Oliver's Last Week Tonight, but where the real news is captured by Sam Schweezy.
There we go. See, at least you got that part right. It's not a knockoff. It's the better. John Oliver walked so I could run.
Yeah. Praise be.
That's why I have perennial tendinitis. All right. First up, here we go. We got our first article here today. This is from Reuters. Do you know what Reuters is, Micah?
I think it's pronounced Reuters, so yes.
That sounds like Reuters. Is that really how you say it?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say Reuters. I'm fuck the haters. Space is for everyone. Europe's space agency to hire first disabled astronaut. So, I'll just read this here straight out of Berlin, June 25th. This is very updated news. The European Space Agency hopes to hire and launch the world's first physically disabled astronaut, and several hundred would-be para-astronauts have already applied for the role. ESA head Joseph Asbacher told Reuters, am I saying it right? Reuters on Friday. The 22-member space program has just closed its last decennial recruitment call for astronauts and received 22,000 applicants, Ashbacher said. I'm not going to ask Baker, maybe Ass Baker. I think that's going to be how I'm saying his name. We would like to launch an astronaut with a disability, which would be the first time ever the Australian added. But I'm also happy the ESA because it shows that space is for everyone, and that's something I'd like to convey. The ESA, whose Ariane rocket once dominated the market for commercial satellite launches, faces ever stiffer competition from tech-funded upstarts like Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin and Elon Musk's SpaceX. Amazon founder Bezos hopes next month to become the first man to go into space on his own rocket, highlighting the growing role tech billionaires are playing in a field that was once dominated by public agencies. Space is developing extremely fast, and if we don't catch up with this train, we are left behind. He added, outlining plans to refashion the agency as a more entrepreneurial player ready to work with venture capitalists to help grow European startups that could one day rival Silicon Valley players. The challenges are immense. The ESA's €7 billion budget is a third of NASA's, while its 7 or 8 launches a year are dwarfed by the 40 carried out by the United States. Ass Baker, who grew up staring at the stars above his parents' mountain from a farm in Austria, himself once applied to become an ESA astronaut when he was a student, but what was once a geeky niche enthusiasm has now become mainstream. He said, this year's job ad attracted almost 3 times the 8,000 applications received a decade ago, and a quarter of them were women, up from just 15% before. Like I said, they said they're hiring disabled.
It's American, not Americant. So they can. But this is in Germany, so never mind.
Okay, so the ESA has promised to develop technologies to ensure those with disabilities like shortened legs play a full part. I never thought of that as a disability. And those astronauts will go beyond the International Space Station. Some will deploy to the United States' planned Gateway Station on the moon, while the ESA's member states are reconsidering an invitation from Chinese and Russian space agencies to participate in their similar moon-based projects. Could European astronauts one day be serving simultaneously on 2 different moon bases at once? The invitation is on the table, and it's a very nice idea, he said. Reporting by Thomas Eskret, editing by Raisa Kasolowski. So Micah, what's your thoughts on this? Because I think as long as you can possibly pass, that you have to take so many tests to be an astronaut. I feel like if you can pass the test, you can do it.
Right. Yeah. I think we think that would be the last kind of program they would let folks with disabilities be a part of. You always see these things about the physical and mental aptitude and all the stuff that they have to pass to get into the space program. Like, that's why we're wearing our space shirts. We know that we can actually go to space, where we would never be qualified
just
to
a couple
do that.
Of fat astronauts.
But that doesn't mean that someone with disability can't do it. So I think, yeah, absolutely.
It's like, if you have Down syndrome, you can get a driver's license.
Yeah. They can be real normal humans, you know?
As long as you pass the test. But, okay, here's a question for you. Do you want people with disabilities going into space?
Yes.
You do? You want all of them? All?
I think folks with disabilities should be included in every part of life. I don't think they should just be our grocery baggers. I think they should be embedded in all walks of life. Now, as long as it's within the realm of safety, like.
Yeah. Here's a question, though. I think there was a problem when we were in school together. Sorry.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
Don't know where that made sense. But we were in school. There was like someone, one of my professors was like, "Oh, there's someone who wants to major in music, but she's deaf." And obviously, there's that debate of, "Hey, if you're disabled, you should be able to go to UCM and like major in anything." But if you're like deaf, like how are you gonna like pass a lot of music based things? Because you have oral training, which is like training your ears to do music. Obviously, you don't have ears, so.
Well, I mean, they have ears, of course. They just can't.
But it's like, oh, I have
Receive
a truck. It's broken. Do I really have a truck?
Yes, you still have a truck if you're just looking at the anatomy of the thing of what it is. But don't folks who have are hearing impaired or whatever, can't they feel vibrations and they can still obviously experience music? They just don't hear it orally like we do.
True. No, it's a weird concept. I mean, yeah, you could do that, but at the same time, everyone has to take a class on like ear training, and so it's. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it or for it. I'm just saying, how are we gonna do this? Because if you're deaf,
That's rough, buddy.
and I don't think anyone's gonna.
Well, they're definitely not listening to this show.
If they're deaf, yeah, they're
Whether
definitely.
they have the ability to or not, we know that they wouldn't.
We know God wouldn't allow them.
We know God.
God said no.
God was like, you're
was
going to
like-
have this disability in your life, and you're going to be normal from it.
Yeah.
This is the type of guy you get.
But
So.
yeah, but I won't put you through Sam's show.
So yeah. And I know on Micah's show, it's only made for.
White people, white people,
So,
The show I haven't even started yet.
yep, it's for.
white people, white people.
So, I got one of these for everything, right, Micah? I'm hilarious, though, right? Right, everyone?
He has to push a button to make people do things.
Yeah, there's no one fucking here, Micah.
Rayla's here.
Rayla's here, but
My dog.
Rayla, if you're still here, if you're listening to the show, do anything. Like literally do anything. Get up and move around. Do anything. See, nope, she's dead. So,
Anyways,
though, so that's what Micah says. Only people with disabilities should be allowed to go into the space. Let's
Yes.
just get them off Earth.
only. There's going to be an only group.
We're gonna get all disabled people off Earth.
I think it should only be
Horrible.
like small little people, Like,
Just little astronauts. That's a TLC show right there. Little astronauts.
they're the only ones I think they should go to space.
Little people.
They've-
If you're a little person like to go to space, please
deserve
contact the schwegcast@gmail.com for further inquiries. We'd really like to get you into space.
Make sure to cancel them.
All right, let's move on to our next article, big guy. Have you heard of the Beatles?
Once or twice.
Do you know their drummer?
If we start going through all the names, we'll probably be able to pick it out.
Okay. Going through all the names of the Beatles, there's Jeffrey, there's Thomas,
These are not their names.
and then Marcus.
You're making up these
What about
names.
Steve? You know Steve?
Yep. He's the drummer.
Steve the drummer.
Steve the drummer.
So, actually, you're wrong. None of those were members of the Beatles. I only know one of those people. His name is Steve.
Oh, Steve.
He is a drummer, but he's definitely not Ringo Starr. So, this comes from BBC News. Have you heard of Big Black Cock News?
Yeah.
So, BBC stands for Big Black Cocks. In case you didn't know, Ringo Starr drops trademark fight over Ring-O sex toy. Coming from Big Black Cock News, BBC. The Beatles drummer challenged the Ring-O trademark, saying it's too similar to his name and might cause confusion. Sir Ringo, 80 years old, had argued that his reputation would be damaged if the Ring-O name was registered as a trademark with U.S. authorities, but he has now withdrawn his complaint after reaching an agreement with the manufacturers. His lawyers originally complained that the brand was identical in appearance, sound, connotation, and pronunciation to his own name, which he has already trademarked. Documents filed by his lawyer in 2019 say consumers will likely believe that Opposer's Star's newest venture is sex toys, and this is an association that Opposer does not want. The rock legend wants nothing to do with the goods, they said, adding that any connection would tarnish his name, likeness, and brand. Now, according to the settlement, Pacific Holdings and Momentum Management have agreed to avoid any activity likely to lead to confusion between their product and musician. The deal says the company can only use the name for adult sex aids and desensitizing sprays and must have a space between the ring and the O. The companies have pledged not to degrade, tarnish, or deprecate or disparage Starr's name or image. They also said they wouldn't make any reference or innuendo associating the product with Starr or give the impression that he's associated with it. The Ringo is part of the Screaming O range, which Momentum says has sold 25 million products around the world. The name Ringo is also registered as a trademark by various companies for a range of products in the UK, from mop ringers and biscuits to a hormonal contraceptive vaginal ring. Sir Ringo was knighted under the real name Richard Starkey in 2018. So, Micah, are you going to buy a Ring O?
What was it? Only for big black cocks, or
No, Big Black Cox News is the news source.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, I'd like to get one.
So, because you have a big black cock.
No, as long because I don't have that. I was saying,
You know, we have a friend who complains about big black cocks all the time.
he just doesn't like unsolicited photos of big black cocks that you send him.
I don't see the problem.
Well,
That's rough, buddy.
hashtag pray for Sam.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
I have the power right here in my hands. So,
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
yeah. So, you know, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Mostly that everything has a lot of good points. Ring O, which is probably a cock ring, I assume.
One has to assume, right?
The only cock rings I know of are vibrating cock rings, which is for women who have a hard time getting off. So.
Which is probably with most men, especially you.
Yeah. So.
Bird.
So it's just too tough. This is the
type of guy you get.
So, yeah, man. But no, what do you think of the situation?
Well, I mean, it's very clear that as long as they put the dash between the ring and the O, you know, which really symbolizes the penis going into the vagina, right?
The ring is the penis and the O is the vagina?
No, I was saying the dash mark, like.
Oh, they can make
dash.
the dash like a little penis.
Right. But they were saying, like, the reason why he dropped the lawsuit is, like, they said they won't deprecate his name, and as long as they have that dash between the ring and the O, so as long as there's
How
a penis.
unfortunate is it that you're like, Ringo, that's going to be my name, and then now all of a sudden it's a sex toy?
Well, I mean, it'd be like if someone said Micah, like.
You think they'd name a sex toy after you?
No. If they did, it would be purely out of spite and irony. Because I would never have sex
I
toys.
really like that.
So, yeah. So, I think there's a lot of justice in this. So,
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
Yep. I think that's all. Do you have anything else to say about Ringo's sex toys?
May they live long and prosper.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you like the New York Post?
Not particularly.
Okay, cool. Because this next article is from the New York Post.
Great. Can't wait to hear the story.
Kanye West sues Walmart for selling knockoff Yeezy sneakers. So, do you know who Kanye West is?
Yep, I called him Conway West one time.
That sounds exactly 100% like a true story. That
It
has
is a
happened.
true story.
So, okay. Kanye West and the Yeezy sneaker label have sued Walmart, accusing the retail giant of selling fake shoes. Specifically, the billionaire rapper's complaint, filed Thursday in California court in Los Angeles, claims the giant discounter has been selling fake versions of his bizarre-looking foam runner slides. Introduced last year at a retail price of $75, the genuine Yeezy slides initially drew unflattering comparisons to Crocs. Nevertheless, they instantly sold out and now sell upward of 3 times that on secondary markets, according to the suit. The knockoffs of Walmart's site, meanwhile, have been retailing for between $21.99 and $33.99 a pair. While Yeezy rip off sneakers from its site, it has thus far failed to do so, according to the suit. Walmart is flagrantly trading off of his and Yeezy's brand popularity by offering the for sale an imitation version of the Yeezy foam runners. According to the suit, the legal salvo goes on to claim that the Yeezy brand is worth billions of dollars and the potential loss from the imitation shoes in the hundreds of millions. The suit alleges that the real and fake Yeezy foam runners are virtually indistinguishable. Yeezy is concerned partly because the lookalikes being sold on Walmart.com appear to be virtually indistinguishable from the real thing. The suit says, "My son has been wanting the Yeezy slides, but these look similar and are much more affordable," one customer wrote on the site. According to the suit, we all know it's both of our mothers. Consumers likely would have purchased Yeezy foam runners were it not for the cheaper knockoff imitation shoe, according to the complaint. In addition to stealing Yeezy market share, the fake sneakers are of subpar quality, which in turn is hurting the reputation and the goodwill of the Yeezy brand, according to the suit. It cited various customer complaints that the shoe fit poorly and ripped after 20 minutes of wear, with one advertising, "Don't buy this garbage." Walmart appears to have removed most of the counterfeit foam runners from its website, though some could still be found in a search of its site on Thursday afternoon. Indeed, a review of Walmart.com pulls up other fake Yeezy merchandise, including a pair of Yeezy-inspired slides that sell for $38.99. Yeezy is exclusively sold by Adidas. In a statement, Walmart said the product referenced in the complaint is not sold by Walmart, but rather by third-party marketplace sellers. "We take allegations like this seriously and are reviewing the claim. We will respond in court as appropriate after we have been served with the complaint." Thursday's suit comes on the heels of a trademark dispute between West and Walmart over a ray from the sun logo design West wants to use for Yeezy, but which Walmart says looks too similar to its 13-year-old sun logo. In response, people close to Yeezy have scoffed at the idea. West's upscale brand, whose shoes typically retail for hundreds of dollars a pair, wanting to piggyback off Walmart's image. Celebrities are regularly photographed wearing Yeezy's clothing and footwear and using Yeezy products, which enhance the brand's popularity and appeal to the general public. According to Thursday's lawsuit, some celebs, including Kim Kardashian, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Jay-Z, Hailey Baldwin, Gigi, and Bella Hadid, and Snoop Dogg, to name a few. So, Micah, both of our mothers would buy this shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, my mother, we would have gone to a thrift store and probably found it there, the knockoff.
See, I get like clothing from thrift stores. Like if you just need some clothes, it still fits and it's still in good shape. I feel like shoes are different though. Like, I guess.
Yeah, shoes we would have gone to pay less for.
Like I feel like I feel like you should buy new shoes. It's like tires. Like you probably buy a new tire on your car if one pops.
Right.
Unless your life is really sad.
That's rough, buddy.
I hate it when I like miss it and it just delays.
Got a little spasm there in your arm.
Yeah, but no, I'm big on, because I wear Converse, and so I feel a little disrespect when someone wears knockoff Converse shoes. One, because they look like shit still. Two, they're not that expensive of a shoe. Like I can get the Yeezy things a little bit, where it's like, oh, these are $40, where Yeezys could be upwards of $200. Like, so that makes a little bit more sense. So that's one of my thoughts. But would you wear fake Yeezys?
I don't think so. Probably not.
That's not really your style. I tried to think about like what shoes you wear. I see you wear boots, the "Don't Touch My Penis" flip flops.
Yeah, Chacos.
Yeah, it's like if you don't want your penis touched, folks, I'm telling you right now, wear flip flops. That's like a man's way of saying, please don't touch my penis. Brought to you by Joshua Casey, author of Tracking Desire: A Journey After Swallowtail Kites. So
just had to get Josh in there.
I try to raise up my brothers. When someone's doing something.
I've never seen Josh wear flip flops.
No, he wears.
First time I met him, he wore rope sandals, and that's like.
Yeah, that's like really. Please don't touch my penis.
That's like I'm Jesus. Don't touch my penis.
I'm Jesus, so please don't touch my penis.
But I love rope sandals and Chacos. Chacos are more practical than the rope sandals, so.
Yeah, because you
You can
go on a hike
all
and
terrain. You can be all terrain. You can go in the water.
You can be all terrain and still not have sex.
Right.
Like with me, I like to wear shoes, so it's like I can only stay on dry land and still get my penis touched. But not everyone wants their penis touched.
Yeah, I don't really wear tennis shoes much. I don't. Probably should figure out some. But during the summer, I'd rather just be barefoot or sandals. Like, I hate wearing shoes with socks.
Because like sex you get too sweaty after having sex. So it's
Right.
like, that's why you don't want to.
I try to avoid sweating as much as possible. So when I'm wearing thick socks and.
See, that's why I just stay indoors.
Well, I thought you just stayed indoors because you had agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. That's like fear of going outside.
No, that's.
You're not afraid of going outside?
No.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
So, yeah. But no, yeah, I think. But also, like, I guess I haven't seen a picture of it. We're a podcast, so I don't have to show pictures.
But that's why you do video. You could show the picture on the video.
And that's what.
I identify as a fucking threat.
So.
You just push random buttons when you're not sure what where we should go next.
How podcasts work. You ever just not know what to say?
Just
Have you ever not known what to say, but you keep talking?
you just push a button that says you're God and move on.
Yeah, that's how I live my life. Just tell people I'm God and fuck off.
I don't know what to do in this situation. What makes you think I'm fucking not God?
See, I can't remember what this button does.
Oh my gosh, so deep.
That's for a segment.
Good deep conversation we're having.
Yeah, I know, deep conversation. My mom goes to Payless, so
Yeah. My parents probably shop at Walmart, and my dad's being fancy. He'll go to Bass Pro, get new shoes there, try to treat himself right.
that's where I get go to Bass Pro.
They have pretty good high quality stuff there. I mean, it'll last a long time. Mm-hmm. It's not where I got my Chacos.
If you don't want to meet women, go to Bass Pro Shop, because I don't think any women goes there. If a woman steps foot in a Bass Pro Shop, she just, like, disintegrates.
No, she wears camo. And she...
Oh, well, I mean, how am I supposed to see her?
That's why you don't see her at Bass Pro Shops, because they're all wearing camo, following their husbands,
So, yeah, I guess that's it. So, maybe, what if Bass Pro Shop sold their own Yeezys?
What if Bass Pro sponsored this podcast?
That'd be fucking hilarious. Do you want to not get your penis touched? Then come on down to Bass Pro Shop, where they got the highest quality. I'm already making up an ad read in my head.
Yeah, that'd be
not sponsored by Bass Pro Shop, by the way. Let's move on to our last article. Okay. You hate the police, right?
Yeah, fuck 12.
Yep. This is from globalnews.ca. You probably heard of them, right?
CA?
Yeah, .ca.
.ca. I mean, is that like
That's
all
the
of
website.
Canada?
I don't know what the actual news source calls, so I just put the website down.
Anyways.
So police break up exorcism in lumber aisle of U.S. Home Depot.
Wow.
So we're ending
That's
it
some
today.
layers.
A word of warning to anyone building a deck in Pennsylvania: your lumber might be possessed by a demon, and if it is, you can blame your meddling local police. Authorities busted up an attempted exorcism in the timber aisle of the Home Depot in Dixon City, Pennsylvania, on Monday, according to a bizarre line included in a police department's daily crime blotter on Facebook. Dickinson City officers showed up at the Home Depot around 3:30 p.m. on Monday for a call about disorderly people at the store, according to the blotter. 2 individuals were having an exorcism in the lumber aisle for the dead trees, police wrote. The would-be exorcists were 2 men dressed in black, according to Dickinson City Police Chief William Belinsky. Both were men chanting and moaning in the lumber aisle and looked like they were trying to do an exorcism, Belinsky told the Scranton Times-Tribune newspaper. Another officer told the Philly Voice that it was a seance type of thing for the dead. The humans were escorted out of the building, but it's unclear if the alleged evil spirits were escorted back to hell. There is no indication that the exorcism had anything to do with a recent drop in the price of lumber. Staff at the store declined to comment.
Naturally.
Some fucking, 16-year-old just fucking doing the... I'm gonna not comment on this. Authorities did not say why the men thought the wood might be possessed. No humans or haunted 2x4s were charged in the connection with the incident. So, Micah, you grew up in the weird church. Have you ever done an exorcism or been there?
Yeah.
I want to hear this story.
Yep. There was a retreat we went to out in the woods. just some campground that we rented. And we had this whole night of basically learning about what's sin and how sins can be attached to certain spirits of lust,
That's rough, buddy.
spirits of violence.
The ghost of this guy.
And I really like that.
Yeah. And basically, we ended the night by staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning praying on each other. And one person basically went into a, demon possession, like, frenzy. It was like screaming and wailing and fighting against people, trying to hold them down. And that person is now my age and holds like a normal job and is divorced, pretty sure. So the reality is...
I love the way that story ends.
The reality is, I can't explain what that happened that time. I don't know if that was just some kind of mental breakdown that person was having, if they were actually possessed by a spirit. But, they seem like pretty normal people now,
Do you think it was like a mental breakdown or something like that?
Well, yeah, probably. I don't know. It could have been... I don't know. I've seen some other weird stuff, but I won't go into it. Like, I think there could be extra spiritual, metaphysical activity that happens, but I just can't describe or explain it now with my new worldview. Yes, my old probably Micah self would have been like, that person was full of demons. Also, like, I would like have weird experiences in praying. Like, the brain's pretty powerful of creating stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just don't know. Like, we were young kids. I mean, we were teenagers. Like, maybe it was some way of getting like anger and aggression out by like writhing and doing stuff until it felt like peace came over you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what about lumber at Home Depot? Do you think these two stories connect?
I mean, I guess the spirit could have came out of that kid, 15 years ago and
went to Pennsylvania. This Home Depot.
And just like inhabited the wood or whatever. So praise be.
So I guess, yeah. Well, hopefully the demon is gone from that Home Depot. And that's why I think we're going to end this segment of Previous Week right now, okay?
I like that.
Hey, thank you for checking out that highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Now, I hope your brain cells don't hurt. We got more highlights available now everywhere. We also got more full episodes as well. If you want to watch a full episode of Cancel Schweezy, available now, right here, right now, available now. If you liked everything, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you get notified when new highlights and episodes come up. And leave a comment, like, and stay awesome.